Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Arakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstones, hosts this truth. Peace and blessings to the hopefully elect, the 144,000 men pushing this truth and wholehearted and sincerely across the four winds. It's the icbm back with another lesson. And Yahweh desires edifying. This lesson is going to be called Missiles, Nukes, and icbms. Excuse me. So yeah, when you look at the state of Babylon, and Babylon being modern day Babylon being America, and we're living in extensions of modern day Babylon. But if you look at Babylon today, you see that it's full of pain, it's full of sorrow, it's full of lies, it's full of deceit. You know, there's nothing good there. It was built on the backs of the Israelites, with blood, with rape, rob, and murder, with usury, with all out total lies. You know, and it's coming to a point where even Esau Edom knows and is beginning to understand that everything that they've been taught about America has been a lie. Everything that they've learned in their schools and learned about their nation's history has been a lie. You know, so Esau is pushing in these last days for a great digital reset, but the Lord is going to reset the earth. He's going to reset the earth. You know, I think I'm going to call this lesson something else, but Yahweh desires edifying. Okay? So let's go to Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 9. It's chapter 9 and verse 5, selected. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. You know, so when you look at combat, you know, and you're in the midst of a real war, or you look at these movies and you see how World War I is, or World War II, for example, Band of Brothers, or Saving Private Ryan. Okay, if you look at how that environment is for every battle is with confused noise. It's a lot of noise. It's a lot of commotion, a lot of bullets, you know, and garments rolled in blood. You know, you're going to see a lot of people in war with blood all over them, or with mud, or with dirt, and it's a sight to see. It's something that if you experience it, you most definitely will not forget it. Okay, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So the time that is going to come onto America, this war, that Third World War, is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. And when you look up what weapons can cause massive burning and fuels of fire, is nuclear missiles, the icbms, intercontinental ballistic missile. All right, the nukes. Okay, so let's go to verse 9. Let's go to Jeremiah 50 and verse 25. The Lord hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahweh, power of hosts, the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies. Okay? In the land of the Chaldeans. The land of the Chaldeans, it's like the daughter of Babylon. And what is the daughter of Babylon? America. Okay, so the Lord has opened his armory. He's going to release weapons that have never been seen before on the daughter of Babylon, on the Chaldeans. Okay, and those weapons are these missiles. All right, let's go to verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. So those arrows, Jeremiah is describing what he's seeing. And those arrows, when you look at missiles, they look like arrows. When you look at a missile, it's similar to this shape. You got the warhead, then you got the body, which is fuel, and then you got the fuelant at the end, which puts out the fire to fuel it. So it's the body, and normally the body is full of just the fuel, and that warhead, the tip, is the detonating force. And Esau has done practice on how to cause the most amount of damage with these weapons. And not just Esau, these other nations, they hip to the game too. I was watching a video, I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was saying that America knows that China is more technologically advanced than it used to be. Russia is more technologically advanced than it used to be. America, Babylon, used to be the center of the world. It was the center power. It was the place that everybody wanted to go, and it was the country that everybody feared. And still to this day, nobody can match Babylon's army. Okay? Babylon's army, this military capacity, can't be touched. And that's why they're going to be brought down the way that they are, because they believe that they cannot be beaten. And if you look at America's military, if you want a war, America will give you a war, and they will send some shit for your ass. So if they can do that, it's gonna come back onto them. All right, and he's gonna set nations, great nations, an assembly of great nations from the north country. They shall set themselves array against her, and that's what's happening right now. There are a lot of countries that are positioning themselves to be at variance with America. America only has 2 or 3 allies now. Let's go to Joel. Chapter 3. For lo, behold, in those days, and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. So the Lord is going to return. He's going to get us. He's going to gather us out of captivity. All right. And if you don't believe that we're in captivity, we still are in captivity today. Esau has not let us go. These heathen nations have not let us go. They have not let us to return to our homeland and to be called by our true nationality, to practice our true customs and our heritage in the faces of all nations, just like these nations do themselves. China, Japan, Russia, America, Switzerland, and so on and so forth. Germany, and all these nations make us practice their customs, make us worship their pagan gods. How? By indoctrinating us and our children into the things that they want us to do. Making it so that in kindergarten, in school now, it's mandatory to be taught LGBTQP and IA and everything else that they have in that crazy sentence. Knowing it goes against the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. I will also gather, verse 2, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. You see? Plead with let's look at that word plead in the blue letter. Joel chapter 3. Shaphat. Shaphat.
Strong's H8199. Shaphat.
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 Okay. That's what that word means. Shaphat. To judge, govern, vindicate, punish, to act as a lawgiver or judge or govern of God and man, to rule, to govern, to judge, to decide controversy, to execute judgment, discriminating, vindicating, condemning, and punishing. A theophanic advent for final judgment. You see? So he's going to flee with all flesh. For who? For my heritage, which is the Lord's heritage. So the heritage, Israel is the Lord's heritage. It's his bloodline. It's his lineage. And he's going to plead with all nations for us, for the 12 tribes of Israel. And it says that they have scattered among the nations. And they have done this. How? Through the transatlantic slave trade. Okay? Through the sub-Saharan slave trade. Okay? Through rape, rob, and murder, by making us flee from our homeland, and to any other nation that we decided to dwell in, and made us flee from there also, fleeing their persecution. Okay? And parted my land. They have taken the land of Israel as their own, when it doesn't belong to them. And they have cast lots for my people. Verse 3, and they have cast lots for my people. When you cast a lot, it's like flipping a coin. Okay? It's not like flipping a coin. It is flipping a coin. Okay? And have given a boy for an harlot. They have sold our young men as concubines. They have sold our young men as male prostitutes. And it sold a girl for wine that they may drink. And it's simple. And they sold our women for wine. Yeah, what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? These are the places that they're dwelling in right now, calling it their own land. Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, the Greeks. All right, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place where ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off, for the Lord Yahweh has spoken it. You see? So the Lord has spoken these things. This is going to happen unto the Edomites, unto the heathen nations. What you have done to us is going to happen unto you. But death and destruction is going to come unto your lands first and foremost. Okay? Verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. And this is what the Lord has been doing. Don't you see? How do we know that? Look in Matthew's. Yeah. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. You see? So we have been hearing of wars and rumors of wars. Why? Because the Lord has been proclaiming this among the Gentiles. He's used his men to read these scriptures, to put that vibration of war and destruction into the earth. Okay? Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's what's happening also, because these heathen nations, these nations that were under America, modern day Babylon, are saying now that they're strong. They're saying now that they are on the same level as Babylon. Assemble yourselves, verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about to the cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. You see, the Lord is going to judge all the heathen round about. Okay? Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Get ye down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. You see, and that's when the Lord has allowed these people to laden themselves with sin and not even sin, just wickedness and iniquity. All manners of wickedness have these nations heaped upon themselves. Multitudes and multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw from their shining. And that's what's going to happen when these nukes go. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people, and the strength of his children is the strength of the children of Israel. Verse 17, so shall ye know that I am the Lord, your power, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her anymore. You see, it's going to come a time when you're not going to be able to go in Israel no more, like how you've been trampling it, how you've been destroying the land, how you've been lying and say that is your homeland. You know, I miss my homeland, man. I know it's beautiful because I've been to Iraq. I've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Qatar. I know Israel is beautiful because Iraq, Babylon is beautiful. And we've never even seen it. And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth of the house of the Lord, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Verse 19. Now this is how you can see that this is a future prophecy, okay? Because Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood. Who has been killing another nation for no reason? Who has been prejudiced against another nation just because of the color of their skin? Who has had a perpetual hatred against another people just because the color of their skin? But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for the Lord dwelleth in Zion. You see, so this is coming. You know, this is a heavy thing to read because these times that we're in are perilous, and it's a beautiful time for us because we know this place is about to be destroyed. We've been warning people. We've been telling people that the Lord is not joking, that his judgments are going to go out, but they don't want to hear. They're going to die. This is Psalms chapter 7 and verse 12. If he turn not, he will wheat his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutors. Those arrows are these missiles. The persecutors are the children of Israel. The children of Edom, the daughter of Babylon. Salaki. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity and hath conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood. Who has done this? Esau Edom. He made a pit and digged it and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down on his own pate. It's going to come down on his own head. That's what's going to happen to Esau Edom. Okay? Let's go to 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, and verse 7. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. When you take if you look at Gad used to be able to ride horses and shoot his arrows with unbelievable accuracy while riding a horse. Or if you take a gun and you shoot a bullet, this is pretty much saying, if I shoot a bullet, can I take that bullet and come back? Can I make that bullet come back into me and back into my gun? If you shoot an arrow, can you make it go back? Just like it is written here, it must happen. So the Lord is saying, what has already been written can't turn back. What has already been proclaimed to happen in these scriptures cannot fail. They are going to happen. Okay? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord, Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? Who is he going to, who can stop these things that are going to happen? Who? No one. No one. Because this is written in the scriptures that all of these things must come to pass. The Lord wrote that Israel, the children of Israel, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and so on and so forth, down to all the 12 tribes are going to be scattered and sent into captivity and forget their nationality, and in the end days will wake up. That has happened. He said he's going to use these nations to rouse us up to jealousy. That's what's happened. So all of the things that are written in this book are happening. He said he's going to drive the Euphrates. He said he's going to rise up heathen nations to believe that they're strong as Babylon. This is all written here. And we're watching it in the last days. We're watching it in our time. Okay? Let's go back to Isaiah. Verse 16. Behold, I've created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. It's apparent that the Lord is controlling all things. He's created these nukes to be used against Esau, Edom, and the daughter of Babylon. When you look at the customs that these Edomites are practicing, it is all of the customs from the ancient days all balled up into one. That's why you got so many different things going on. Christmas, Valentine's Day, Halloween, and New Year's, and these are all these customs from the ancient days, just rebranded. Let's go back to Joel. And so we see the things that the Lord is doing. So we've been warning. This is Joel chapter 2 and verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, and a day of clouds and thick darkness as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. So today, if the Lord is going to do this, it's going to be never be seen before. A fire of the fire before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is the appearance of horses, and as horsemen they shall run. These are talking about the missiles. Those there's icbm missiles that are going to be seen, that are going to be shot at modern day Babylon. Before them, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. When they hit behind them, it's going to be like, just look up the effects of a nuclear bomb, and you'll see the destruction that the Lord has created for modern day Babylon. Okay, let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 38. And the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, and the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. These are nations and lands of today, Russia and these European nations. Okay? And they say, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed within all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya, with them, all of them with shield and helmet, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Turgamah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. After the days thou shalt be visited. In the latter days thou shalt come into a land that is brought back from the sword and gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have always been waste, which have been always waste, but is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. You see? So the Lord is saying he's going to array, he's going to gather all of these nations for battle. And when you look at them right now, look at these nations, they all are equipping themselves with a new type of technology, exoskeletons and night vision goggles and superhuman strength machines that make them into superhuman soldiers. So the Lord is preparing them for the things to come. All right? Let's go to Job. Let's go to Job. Right here. Chapter 20, verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, Salakia. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. You see? The bow of steel. And these are the missiles that are going to strike Esau, Edom through. Okay? So there's coming a time where a war like never seen before. And it is going to rid the world of the iniquity and the oppression, the persecutor, the falsehood storyteller, the liar, the deceiver, who is ultimately Esau Edom. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Arakakadash. Double honors again to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Peace and blessings to the hopefully elect, the 144,000 men pushing the truth in wholehearted and sincerity. Until next time, Shalom.